do you all remember that disgusting trailer and disgusting poster and description that Netflix put out about this movie? And everybody was outraged on Twitter and signing petitions for Netflix to like don't release the movie and all of that. Well, the movie's out. I never really gave my opinion on the trailer and the poster and the description, like on the whole Netflix marketing situation, according to the movie Cuties, because I wanted to wait until watch the movie. Because in my opinion, you can't really speak on something until you know what you're talking about. Until you can't speak about a movie until you watch the movie. But somehow I wish I never watched the movie. The thing is that when all the trailer and all that stuff, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this film. But I really wanted to see if the film was gonna be as bad as they portrayed it was gonna be, and it somehow was worse. Hi, my name is Sophia. I make kind of TV show, movie, commentary, reviews, content, and or whatever comes into my mind. Consider to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also follow me on my social media. So Netflix was already under a lot of fire before the movie was even released on Netflix, and people were already outraged and were already hating the movie and signing petitions for the movie never being released. But obviously the movie was released. Let me tell you something, like I was really hoping that Twitter was just exaggerating. Twitter tends to do, and taking things to another level. I wish that was what happened, and I was really hoping that that was the whole situation, but it wasn't. It was even worse than I could ever imagine. So I also want to mention something, because I saw this comment on a video that I mentioned, the Cutie trailer. Someone left a comment saying that the CEO of Netflix, Reed Hastings, was arrested for child pornography. I went and looked up for the article to see if that was actually a thing. It was posted by Toronto Today, but that was the only article that was talking about that, which made it really suspicious to me, because Netflix is a big ass platform, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, streaming platform. So it was really weird to me that no one was talking about it, no one on Twitter, no one on just anywhere, no one was mentioning this alleged arrest. As I went on like kind of investigating, there was articles that came out saying that it was actually fake news. I don't know, believe what you want to believe. I don't know if, I feel like it might be fake news, because like everybody will be talking about it since Netflix is such a big platform, and it's, like, people will be talking about it, but somehow no one is talking about it. So I'm gonna have to go with maybe fake news, but I don't know. Let me know down below what you think about it. So what you need to know before watching this film is that it's basically, the director said that the movie was a coming-of-age film that tackles the issue of hyper of children. I was really interested in watching something like that, because I mean it is a big issue, so I wanted to see how she was gonna tackle the issue and how she was gonna make that film without sexing kids. Because she also said that, I don't remember if she said this, but there were people saying like, oh, I saw comments saying that Netflix in their marketing process, they misrepresented what the movie was actually gonna be like. I don't know, so I went on with my mind kind of hoping to see that coming of age, and that kind of coming of age film where they're gonna tackle that issue, but they never tackle the issue. If you watch the movie, the first half of the movie, it's your typical coming of age movie, which this is not like an insult or anything, because I watch mainly coming of age movies for some reason. I really enjoy them, even though they're all the same. Still, the first half is just coming of age film, and then the second half is just things that really makes no sense. It's just of these girls the entire time. The thing is, you can make a movie about this issue, about the hypersexualization of kids, girls specifically at that young age. You can make it, but you don't necessarily have to show it to us. Like, my biggest problem with the film is the fact that there were close-up shots and zoom in and even a slow-mo of these girls' bodies. In the first 3-5 minutes in the film, we have one of the girls dancing in the laundry room and her back is facing the camera. So and it takes like 20 seconds until we actually see her face. This movie makes me so uncomfortable. Like, watching it, I wanted to stop watching it because I felt like I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing. There's so many uncomfortable scenes, like there's even sexual harassment. So Ami and her friends, because they're not really her friends, but Ami and her friends are in the bathroom of the school and they're talking about sex and rape. I mean, which again, like, I know that kids talk about sex at that age, and so like that's something that doesn't really surprise me, but still doesn't make me any less uncomfortable. And they see this guy that I guess they kind of have a crush on or whatever, so they kind of pressure Ami to film him and his genitalia. That's basically sexual harassment, even though we didn't see any of that. We didn't see his genitalia. Still, the whole twerking montage, I do not want to see kids twerking, let alone, you know, seeing them like touching each other's butts. Even less, just a zoom in and slow-mo on them doing it. Like, I don't want that. I don't need to see kids being sexual for me to realize that sexualizing kids is wrong. And that's what I felt like the movie did wrong. I want to believe that the director had the greatest of intentions and she actually intended to tackle the issue, and I want to believe that she didn't make the film with the wrong purposes. But the execution of the film, dude, it killed me. You know, you don't have to show us that. You don't have to show us kids being for us to understand that it's wrong. And something that I'm still kind of torn about is that she said she wanted to make people uncomfortable by watching the film. Like, that's what she was aiming for, which she totally succeeded. I haven't seen anyone saying that. I mean, besides of, you know who, not uncomfortable. Everybody, it's outraged and fucking uncomfortable and disturbed by this film. So I guess she succeeded in that way, but at what cost? I've seen shows and films where they tackle issues like and suicide, and they don't actually show it. I feel like you don't need to show the issue. You can just go around, you know, use your talent and whatever you learn in film school and go around the issue and let us to our interpretation and assumption of what happened. Let us interpret the worst case scenario, and that's it. Yes, there were so many things. Like, there's also, I see one of the girls is like blowing up a condom. Then, oh my gosh, there's even one scene where Ami, Cuties, get kind of like in a fight with another dance crew, and this scene like had no purpose being on the film. Like, it has no purpose. They put Ami down and they pull down her pants, and we have a fucking shot of her on her underwear. We don't see anything beyond that, thank God, but we have a shot of her underwear, and then like people start making fun of them, and the way Ami decided to fix the situation was by taking nudes. Thankfully, we didn't get to see anything because the angle was in a way that we couldn't see anything, thankfully. But still, there was also another one where one of the girls from another dance crew, like, they literally show their boobs. What was that for? Also, one of my biggest problems with this film was the dance at the competition, like the last dance that they did with the costumes and stuff. That sequence, they have a lot of close shots at their crotch and their butt, and even in slow-mo, and just disgusting. Really, really disgusting. But they also show a little bit of the audience. I wish that they would have executed this scene differently, and if they had done it differently, it would have been a little bit better, just slightly better. It wouldn't have made the film better, but at least a little bit, you know, because I wish that scene, instead of focusing so much on the girls, they would have just focused on the audience reaction. Just show everybody. We don't need to see them dancing. We literally saw them dancing 3 minutes ago, 3 minutes before. We don't need to see them again dancing. We already know how they dance. We don't need to see it again. So showing the audience reaction would have been such a different contrast to the film, and we could have seen it just a little bit different. And then from that kind of cut into Ami's reaction when she realizes that what they're doing is wrong, and she wants to like stop, and then she runs away. So I wish that's what they would have done in the moment. But then it was stick to what the movie is about, which is, you know, talk about the issue and that sexualizing kids is wrong. The issue is never there in the movie. It's just thrown away, just a bunch of scenes, the girls being here and there, but there's never something like, there's never that realization, there's never conflict. Like, I feel like there were so many things that they could have done. You know, Ami, she has a single mom. I mean, the mom is not single, she's still married to her husband that it's marrying a second wife, but still, you know, they could have tackled that alongside, you know, the religion, which I thought the religion was gonna be a bigger part of the film because it's literally on the description. They could have tackled that as well, and I feel like there were so many things they could have tackled as well, but they just throw it out there, so many things here and there that they literally serve no purpose. Hi, so if my makeup is a little bit destroyed, it's because I literally just went outside, so I was wearing a mask. But I just wanted to say that like I said, I want to believe that she had no malicious intent while making the movie, and I feel like all she wanted to do was to tell her story. I just feel like, you know, that was lost in the process of the film. The execution was really poorly, but I still somewhat see what she was kind of trying to aim. She was trying to, you know, shock the audience and make the audience uncomfortable in a way that you're so uncomfortable that you're like, whoa, we need to talk about it. But it had kind of backfired on her. So I feel like she was kind of aiming for that, and in a way she succeeded, but not the way I assumed she wanted to succeed. Like, I feel like it backfired on her. So in a way, like, I kind of empathize with her in that way, but I can't be blind to the fact that those kids, those young girls, you know, I mean, I don't want to say the word forced, but, you know, they had to do those things. They had to, you know, dance that certain way. They had to have, you know, their, you know, genitalia, to say that, or their butts, you know, their body, filmed, and kind of, it's just so gross. So as much as I want to empathize with the director, I can't just ignore this other giant factor of the fact that you basically exploded these girls. The whole weekend I've been like this movie is so uncomfortable, so disturbing, so disgusting. People like content basically that Netflix is literally providing us in a zero play. I just want to make clear, I'm not defending, like, I'm fucking disgusted. Like, I don't understand what was the conversation that she wanted to happen, because when you make movies about, you know, like that, where you're delivering a message, what was the message that she was trying to deliver? That kids is wrong? We already knew that. I feel like the message that she wanted to give was completely lost. What kind of value are you giving us? Like, what kind of lesson? We knew that without your film, so I just don't get it. Like, the people that are trying to, you know, defend the movie just because the director happens to be a woman, that doesn't sit right with me, you know? I want to be on her side and kind of look forward more of her films, but then if that's what she's giving us, I don't want to see anything more from her because it's probably going to be the same. You know, cancel Netflix is also trending on Twitter, and people just want to cancel Netflix because of, well, it's fucking disgusting, you know what I mean? Like, people want to cancel Netflix because of that. I don't know if I agree with it. Let me know if you agree with canceling Netflix, but I don't know if I agree with it because Netflix didn't produce the film. It carries the film. I do think there should be consequences. I do agree with, you know, I feel like I don't know if there's a case going on, but I do agree with, them being fined for carrying the film, but I don't know. Now, another thing that a lot of people are talking about is that the fact that they use kids, and maybe they should have gone for adults playing the kids. I think this is the only time that I actually agree with adults playing kids. This is the only time that I'm gonna do it, because I fucking hate seeing late 20s or 30s people, actors playing teenagers. I fucking hate it. And it just helps when teenagers, but in this case, honestly, I'm all for it. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. It's just a really awful film that should have never been made, or if it was gonna be made, at least they would have done it differently. I feel like I feel like the whole issue in the film was the way they executed almost everything, and I feel like people don't really talk about the kids, because as much as there was a psychologist while they were filming, it's still, they were. I know there's another scene where the girls kind of like, I don't know where they are, but they kind of sneak into a place and they get caught by the security guards, and the security guards want to call their parents, and obviously they don't want that. So I mean, ways to get out of the situation is to literally twerk in front of them, and the way the security guard is like looking at her while she's dancing is so disgusting. And I feel like in that place you touched the problem, but it was literally touched away and nothing. If we're gonna talk about the costume that they wore at the last dance, we should also bring attention to dance months and to literally every beauty pageant there is for little girls. Cause, dude, I've always had problems with dance months. We're not gonna talk about dance months here, but I just want to bring this. Like, I've always had a problems with dance months. I've always hated dance months, and I always felt like I was the only one because all my friends loved it. But I think it's like season 1 or season 2, the electricity dance. We all know that disgusting costume that they wore, and they were like 8 years old. And this is really common on dance competitions, to them wears, to like girls wear stuff like that, where it's really, really, you can really see the body, revealing clothes and all of that, which a lot of them, if not every single girl, is fucking uncomfortable about it. I feel like we need to bring attention to beauty pageants and dance competitions, just the costumes and the way they dress those girls. Someone needs to talk about it, because honestly, it's fucking disgusting. And I've seen way more revealing costumes than the ones that the Cuties wore at the last dance of the film. So I'm just saying, the movie sucks. I really don't advise you to watch it, because it's literally exploitation of children. Like, a part of me wants to defend her, but at the same time, like, I can't fucking defend you because you made this film that is just fucking disgusting. I also want to mention that let's not just hate her and Netflix. She didn't do the movie on her own. There was also producers, and apparently one of those producers is a. Let's not just drag her down. Let's drag everybody down. Everybody in the production of the movie and Netflix for just providing it. Let's not just hate on her. Let's just, if we're gonna hate on them, we're gonna hate on every single one of them that had something to do with the film. That's, I guess, my hot take. It's an awful film. I really hope that Netflix remove it really soon. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say. I don't know if I have anything else to say, but it's really disturbing, really uncomfortable. Don't advise you to watch it. Really, it's not worth the watch. It's really not. So it literally, the second half of the movie is just them dancing really inappropriately and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the video right here because I'm literally dying of how hot it is outside, and I have my window closed because otherwise you can't really hear me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you think about this whole situation. Where's your standpoints? If you watched the film, let me know your thoughts. Consider to subscribe and follow me on my social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.